Hello, welcome back to the Wolf Den. I am the Wolf.
I'm Daddy-O.
And we got to redo this one.
This is episode 16, Redux.
Redone.
As they say, Redux.
I've never...
R-E-D-U-X. Redux.
Redone. So we did 16 last week, and I was kind of dragging my feet in editing it, but because I'm back to work and I'm busy packing my room and stuff, I was, I didn't really have a lot of time to get around to it. I finally did, and I was starting to edit the video, and I only had about 5 seconds actually record, maybe less than 5 seconds actually recorded.
So something went wrong somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happened.
Is it recording now?
It is.
Okay.
But we're going to go ahead and
so some of this stuff is old news already that you may or may not know if you follow wrestling. And also this will be our last episode with wrestling in it, as we're going to debut our new show called Wanna Wrestle sometime next week, I hope. And then my own show with more wrestling is going to come out pretty soon too. Our creative art director, which is my daughter Jessica, is working on some graphics for us. So hopefully when we have our notes and everything ready for our show, she'll be ready with the graphics. We'll pick out some music, and away we go.
That's right.
So I got some topics here that I have information on that you already know, but we'll go ahead and get your opinion on it. Did you hear, which you did hear, The Rock bought the XFL.
The NXFL? Yeah, the XFL.
The Rock bought the XFL.
He bought it with some, he didn't buy it completely. He bought it, he's like a part owner.
Well, he has two business partners,
right?
And they have a name for their company, which I don't remember what it is, but they make this big deal about these two partners. And one of them's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, I don't know, it's probably a family friend or something. Could be a cousin, who knows. Boom. So the thing is okay.
He only bought it for like $15 million.
Yeah, so Vince lost out on about $45 million because last time, 20 years ago when he tried he ponied up about $50 million. But that was signees, that was their TV deal, and then he had this thing to where anytime somebody made a touchdown, they had pyro.
Well, of course, that's Vince.
And he had Lawler and JR calling it, because JR he's a big football guy.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't work out. Anyway, it was $50 million. This time around, he also ponied up $50 million. And it was okay. It was going okay until people were actually starting to get more people were interested in it this time around than last time, except pandemic happened.
Right.
And he filed for bankruptcy, and then they were going to auction it, and the starting bid was going to be at 50 and up.
Right.
And The Rock made a deal, or Rock's partners or whatever made a deal, and they got it for $15 million. So in the end, $35 million.
Mm-hmm.
Vince is out. So other stuff that came out during this time when we did this before was Rusev saying he's no longer a wrestler. He's just going to be
he said Twitch. So
he has a Twitch stream, but I think he has a YouTube channel too.
He might.
I don't remember.
But usually if you have because Twitch is usually like a live stream, so but you can record it and then you can upload it to YouTube. So he probably has one as well.
There seems to be Twitch has been around for a while, but never heard of anybody using it except now. I'm hearing AJ Styles also has a Twitch stream. When Impact was Global Wrestling, Global Force Wrestling, they had a Twitch. I think they still have a Twitch. That sounds funny. I've got a Twitch.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Twitch too, but
anyway.
I don't follow anybody on it.
Oh, you've got a Twitch account?
I don't follow anybody. I don't post. The only reason I have a Twitch account is because the website D&D Beyond requires a Twitch, or at least they did. So I had to make a Twitch account so
just
that I
to join them.
Yep. So I can make characters and plan DM stuff using D&D Beyond.
While we're on that subject, just remember our social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have the links.
TikTok.
Yeah, and I'll have the links in there.
Okay. Also, Shire TG's heel turn happened a couple of weeks ago, where he's aligned with Baron Corbin.
Right? Has he? I don't think he's gone back to being Chad Gable yet.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Mm-hmm. Good, because that was a dumb name.
Yeah. And so I don't remember who he squashed somebody, and it was like why? Well, he said basically it's for the money. Had nothing to do with getting revenge for being made fun of for his size, which is stupid anyway, because there's a lot of dudes shorter than him. But yeah, he said it was for the money. And Corbin's like, he's a king, so the king can pay him in like gold bricks or something. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't watched that.
Still not interesting.
2 people from NXT left. Here, I can't read that. Again, I can't read my own writing. So one of them was a girl named Tanea Conti. Now she's Taya Conti, and she's over with AEW. Doing well, by the way. Also in the WWE news, we had Big E's singles run,
right,
which now I think is about halfway done, because he's Kofi was only supposed to be out 6 weeks.
Yeah, and last week
in
we've
that
been
6
5.
weeks, they're gonna. I've heard he's gonna make it to SummerSlam to challenge AJ Styles.
Yeah, I heard that rumor too. I'm not sure. Like I said, a lot of people forgot that like Big E was a big guy. Well, I mean, not that he's a big guy, but he did do a lot of single stuff. I mean, at first he was like AJ's bodyguard.
Well, he was also it was AJ and Dolph.
I don't remember.
I think he was like he did Dolph's bidding for him.
Yeah, I think it was AJ Lee and Dolph Ziggler and Big E Langston at the time. He had a last name.
He was their bodyguard, but also like Dolph. If it wasn't him running in on matches, Big E like wrestled in by proxy. You know, if Dolph didn't want to face somebody, they would throw Big E on him. And then he did get a really brief singles run when he wasn't affiliated, because remember he was supposed to be AJ Lee's secret admirer, but then he turned on her, and then he went solo for just a small bit, and that's when Xavier and him, that's when Xavier and him started saying that they weren't feeling represented well and they were going to quit, and then Kofi felt the same way, and they said, hey, no, wait, we're going to do this thing. We'll all 3 join together.
And make the New Day. And the New Day became very popular.
But they were heels first.
Yeah, and they weren't that popular as heels.
They were getting their boos, but they weren't. That's another thing. They weren't getting a lot of heel heat either. They got the standard boos. You know, they were like never booed out of the arena or anything like that. But wasn't that, who was that? Elias. Elias got booed out of the arena in Sacramento, I think. But anyway, New Day, once they turned face,
they were super popular. So I think he can go to SummerSlam.
Well, and the thing too is like they're what I like, something that I like about what they're doing with these guys in WWE is they're not going to break them up. They shouldn't. They're like they're defying a team or even a tag team. They're defined as a faction or even a tag team to like there's nobody getting jealous over one person having the title. When Kofi Mania hit, he said, if I win, we all win, or if I'm champion, we're all champion. Every time somebody else, they would
celebrate each other's accomplishments.
Yeah, and he would like let somebody else hold the belt, And Big E said this. In an interview, he said the same thing. He said if he wins the title from Styles, it's a win for all 3 of them. They're going to celebrate. They're not going to, there's no jealousy and stuff like that. That's what he said. If they do it right, they'll keep it that way. I don't know if they're going to sow some kind of dissension when X finally comes back. If he ever comes back,
which they shouldn't, But
No, it would be stupid if they did. We're talking about Sasha winning the Raw title from Asuka in a count out. Stupid.
Yeah,
That was just stupid.
when you make the rules like that, you know that the challenger is going to win the title.
Yeah, Stephanie came up with this nonsense.
Yeah, it was
Aleister Black being taken off of TV so they can retool his character.
Yeah, I'm interested. Well, I'm kind of interested. It's like I never really got into some of these characters. The whole knock on my door if you're man enough, I feel that should have been taken up by Bray Wyatt, who was just starting the Fiend character. I'm pretty sure, or he was still as the cult leader Bray. But like it's those two characters should have interacted, and they never did.
What I liked, I liked the knock on my door thing, and then I like his backboard entrance. Mm-hmm. That's so cool. But I didn't see anything wrong with that character.
No,
I thought it was cool. But
maybe he's not gonna, because they just said retool, so probably not like change everything.
Well, because the story is that Vince is a fan of the guy, which I don't remember his name. They said his name, but he's not a fan of the character. He thinks the character is too gimmicky. So he wants to repackage the guy playing Aleister Black to be in it. I don't know how they would do that.
I don't know.
Although I could see him in a suit and tie, but still making these dark promos.
Maybe you're like kind of like Dark Order style. Because they had that spokes guy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. And then something that did happen that I don't have in these notes. Well, since we're just redoing this, we'll save it for the next one. Never mind. I was going to go off script. So now let's go to our Dark coverage. Dark episode 45. 46 is on today, so I'll be watching that and making my new notes.
Today's Dynamite.
Oh, no. Today's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
So today is Dark. Yesterday was the women's tourney.
That's right.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so this is when I told you that Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon now have a name that you like.
Yeah, the Initiative, which is cool. I saw their T-shirt. I want it. I really want it. So Brandon Cutler's not gimmick, but character is that he like comes to the ring with a giant D20. He's supposed to be like a D&D nerd. So
more like he's a character.
Yeah, well,
from D&D, because he has an outfit and makeup.
That's true.
And he has the die. So yeah, he's more of a character, of a D&D character. We should, you know what, follow his Twitter and ask him. Is he a paladin? Is he a based on what he's wearing? What do you think he is?
Off the top of my head, because I'm trying to. Right now, for some reason, I'm only seeing Warhorse. I don't know why. But from what I remember him wearing, I'd say like a warlock or some kind of sorcerer.
Okay, and it's a cool character. I like it. Mm-hmm. Why they put him together with Peter Avalon, the librarian, I don't know.
Because it's funny.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're like Sheamus and Cesaro in that way that they're going to get their win. Mm-hmm. But I'm surprised he hasn't, even with Leva's help and Leva Bates, if they haven't tried to make Peter Avalon have some kind of a D&D thing, like a stick, a walking stick, a spell. Right. I don't know. Leva Bates should have a spell book.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Please be the apartment. It is not. Okay.
And the Initiative, unfortunately, had to go against FTR.
Yeah.
But
they held their own.
Hell yeah, they did. They were so close on so many times. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. These guys are going to get a win, and then they're going to go on a tear, and they're going to get ranked.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
And I'll put it in here because I don't have it on the notes, but I've been crying, I've been bitching, I've been banging my fist because what the hell happened to TH2?
Yeah, the hybrid 2, and they finally came back.
Finally have come back. So more on that later on first episode of Wanna Wrestle.
Yeah.
The next we had another tag match was Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss, which you came up with a name for. Which we have to. You got Twitter.
Yeah,
get on this thing, man.
I was like, also, I don't remember coming up with the name because I was falling asleep while watching it, and then I kind of remember saying something and then waking up later, and I had to ask you if I actually came up with that name.
So, Sonny Kiss is known as the Concrete Rose. Joey Janela is known as the Bad Boy. So you came up with...
I don't remember.
The Bad Kiss.
The Bad Kiss. Okay, yeah.
Or Bad Kiss. The Bad Kiss. I don't know.
Something
just
like
not Team Bad Kiss, please. Not with the team shit. I hate that.
Yeah, but that I don't know. It sounds like a cool nickname. Or a team name. It sounds like something I would say, but
put it on a shirt and then wear it and send it to them.
I was.
They went against Michael Nakazawa and Pineapple Pete.
Ooh.
And Bad Kiss picked up the win, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what they're gonna do with Pineapple Pete. He just seems to be. He's there to get beat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, maybe Pineapple Pete's not working, so he has to go back to Shug D. Who knows?
Skylar Moore versus Abaddon. And they seem to be high on Abaddon right now.
I think at that point I was asleep.
She's like a cross between Rosemary and Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
But she's built kind of weird. She seems to be kind of a roly-poly, but she's got some good power moves.
Mm-hmm.
And Skylar Moore, I think that was maybe her second time I've seen her out there. But Abaddon picked up the win. But Abaddon had this move kind of like the Widow's Peak from Tara.
Right.
Or Victoria or whoever. But at the same time, when she has them hoisted on her back, she reaches back and does like a double mandible claw.
Or a fish hook.
Yeah, it's like weird. And then drops them. So that was a pretty good. I don't know what they're going to call that, but that's a cool move.
Something lame, I'm sure.
Next we had Will Hobbs and Sean Dean against. It was Dark Order, but I don't. It was Alex Reynolds and what's the other guy? Something Silver. No, Alex Silver and Josh Reynolds.
No.
I don't know. I can't remember their name. But those guys, 4 and 5. 3 and 4. Excuse me. Stu Grayson and Eva Luna are 1 and 2. Reynolds and Silver are 3 and 4. Is it Alex?
No, Alan Angels.
Alan Angels is 5. I don't know who's 6 and 7.
I can't remember.
Don't know if they have a 6 and 7. They had an 8 and 9, but I think they're gone. They got their asses beat. And then there's Preston Vance is 10. And then
Allie J. Or Anna J.
Anna J is, I don't know if she's got a designated number yet.
No, and then Colt Cabana may or may not be joining them. We don't know yet.
So anyway, but the Dark Order did beat Will Hobbs and Captain Sean Dean. Those are Hobbs. I think maybe he might break out, but I think Captain Sean Dean is there to be. He's like Pineapple Pete. He's going to be on Dark, losing, getting people over. Scorpio Sky on his solo run went against this new guy I've talked about before, Corey Hollis. Like I said, Corey Hollis very much belongs with FTR as a 3-piece. That would be really cool.
Don't say 3-piece. I'm hungry.
Penelope Ford.
Did she get a win on Dark?
She took a win over Kenzie Page. Kenzie Page is another newcomer that they've got who, she's decent right now. The thing is all these ones on Dark, that's what they're supposed to be. They're learning. They're getting their chance and they're learning. Wardlow was in action against Aaron Solo.
Oh, well, I wonder who won that one.
Wardlow picked up that win, but Aaron Solo, because I had talked about him in 15, he's a good guy. He's up there. He's one of those guys that's got a future.
Does he have any relation to Ben?
No, because it's Solow.
Oh, it's like so. Oh, that's,
he could be related. He could be related to Low Rida.
Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know.
Low Rida.
No, not him. Low Rida. Who tags with Fuego del Sol. Okay, now here's the other one. No, wait. This says Silver and Reynolds. So Dark Order, Silver and Reynolds went against Best Friends. That I do remember. That was a good match too. Best Friends picked up that win. And then is that the one where Brody Lee was at the commentary table kind of pacing back and forth?
That was either on Dark or Dynamite.
And he had Colt at the announce table just basically talking up the Dark Order. And what's her name was behind?
Anna Jay, yeah.
And then he got mad when they picked up the loss, and he like threw the paperwork at him and all that stuff. Let me look here. What else have I got? Got Lance Archer went against this guy Frankie Thomas. You can pretty much guess what happened there.
I assume it was Lance Archer. Did he throw the guy into the Raptors again and wait for him to come down?
No, but on the way out, he threw somebody out out of the tunnel. Just somebody from backstage.
Throw him into the lights and then put him in a trash can like he does.
And then there was Orange Cassidy versus Serpentico.
The real Serpentico, not Sammy Guevara and these guys.
Orange Cassidy picked up that win. I've found online, we're going to be talking about Mr. Warhorse, but I found a Orange Cassidy versus Warhorse match from 2 years ago, or 2 years ago, that I'm going to be checking out. We already talked about Cassidy he's so over right now.
Oh, he's a really good, and he's really over. I'm excited to see where his career goes.
Fuego del Sol went against Sammy Guevara.
Guevara probably won that one.
Guevara won that. There's a little bit of a note right here that I don't know what it means, so notation, so I don't know. Then we had a triple threat tag match.
Are we to Dynamite yet?
Nope. This is all on Dark right here.
Oh, okay.
So the triple threat was Private Party with Big Money Matt.
Yeah. Okay, that one I did miss then.
And then against SCU against Santana and Ortiz.
Oh, okay. Who won that one?
And I don't have a notation of who took that. Probably Private Party and Big Money Matt, I would think. Although, Santana and Ortiz need a win big time. These guys, they're kind of underutilizing them right now. But to be fair, they've got such a freaking deep, talented roster. There has to be people on the bottom that sucks, because all these teams are top tier.
Right.
Like even the Hybrid 2, who haven't been able to wrestle because I think they were quarantined. I don't know.
Well, that's probably
or somebody was injured. I don't know. But that was the headline match on Dark. And I guess I'll have to go back and find out who won that. Or if you want to, you got Google. Knock yourself out. For some reason I have a little bit of information on Impact, because that's a preview for the other guy's show, which was the debut of now officially known as the Good Brothers. Machine Gun Carl Anderson
and Doc Gallows.
Big Doc Gallows.
What's with the big? We get it. He's tall.
Yeah. Maybe he likes it. I don't know. I'll go and see these guys called Reno Scum, which is AC. What is this guy's name? Ace something, and Madman Fulton, who could be. What was that guy? Not Cage. Jeff Cobb. He could be like Jeff Cobb's twin brother. He's got the Mino mutton chop that comes like this, and then he's got a mohawk. So Madman Fulton, he's a big dude. Let's cross Jeff Cobb and Braun Strowman, and that's what you get with Madman Fulton. The Good Brothers won. There was Jordan Grace, who supposedly got her shoulder dislocated or ripped out of the socket by the virtuosa Donna Perazzo, who now has the Knockouts title. But then, like, she came back. Jordan Grace appeared on the ramp with her arm in a sling, and then, like, took off the sling and attacked Deonna Purrazzo. And it's like, oh yeah, if it's a dislocated shoulder, you just push it back in. So it wasn't like she was going to be out for a long time.
A significant amount of time.
So not only is Jordan Grace feuding with Deonna Purrazzo, in the backstage interview, they were talking about who her number one contender is going to be at their next pay-per-view, and that turned out to be Kylie Rae. And I've told you, Kylie Rae is like, she's like Fangirl Bailey times 100. And funniest thing I've seen in wrestling in a long time is Impact's Wrestle House, where it's kind of like Big Brother with wrestlers all living together.
I didn't really enjoy that.
I just watched it again. Oh God, it was so funny. Also, speaking about, Deonna Purrazzo did a backstage interview, and she found out that what's her name was her. And I also saw that Contenders match. It was a battle royal or gauntlet. I don't know. Remember, I was explaining it to you last night. Yeah, it was like a
gauntlet battle royal 1-on-1.
King of the Ring. Throw anything else you want in there, because it started out with two competitors. At the 2-minute mark, they sent somebody else down, and then every minute after that, until they had about 10 to 12.
So that's a battle royal.
Knockouts in there, and he was over the top rope elimination. And Kylie Rae, but then when it comes down to the last two, then it becomes a 1-on-1 match. The referee slides in, and so it was Kylie Rae against Taya Valkyrie, I think. Anyway, yeah. So I watched all that anyway. My notes. The return of RVD and Katie Forbes, his girlfriend. She's like a long lost Kardashian, and she kind of has some wrestling moves, but she more has Kardashian moves. And RVD and her have a girlfriend too.
Oh yeah. You were talking about that. That was weird.
It's a weird thing, and they kind of thought it was too gnarly for TV. They posted an Instagram or Twitter video where they were all in a hot tub together, and the sponsors and the network got mad and like pulled them, and then tried to make them like dress down, not be as revealing. And
wouldn't that be dress up?
Well, RVD's like, he doesn't need to dress down, but he had to. Now everybody knows he's a pothead, so he just goes with it. He talks about smoking all the time now, and so they wanted him to knock off the pot humor, wanted her to cover up, and they did that angle for a little bit. And then it just went away. And then they made their triumphant return. Eddie Edwards, who won the title from Moose, the Impact World Championship, he's kind of doing like an open challenge type of situation too. He took a challenge from Trey Miguel from the Rascals. You haven't seen them yet, have you?
No.
Rascals are a 3-man faction. Really, really good guys. They're in the style of the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers and stuff like that. Now they're teasing the return of the Aces and Eights. I don't know, because if they can't, I don't know who all they would get. It wouldn't be all original members. I think that Bully Ray is done in Ring of Honor.
Right, you had mentioned that.
He could come back
as the leader. Except they don't have Taz on commentary to
hand him the hammer.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I didn't do nothing. What are you talking about? That was so funny when he did it. Plus, I don't know who would be their designated female member. Britt
Brooke Tessmacher
is gone. Brooke Hogan is gone. Evilise is gone. So I don't know if they would just pick somebody at random. Talking Shopomania with the Good Brothers.
Oh yeah, they're weird.
They made a pay-per-view for $15. No, with the ring set up in Doc Gallows' backyard, and they were like bouncing off of trees and doing all this stuff. Mike Bennett. Not Canales. Mike Bennett came in. Oh, it's the socially distanced battle royal. Right. They all wore masks and they were all standing apart from each other.
And then Mike Bennett
just looked at everybody, and I don't know. He just decided no, and he eliminated himself. I know that much from it. I saw that part of a clip, so that seems kind of funny. Yeah. Oh, and that the part of the Talking Shopomania, I guess they've mentioned on there, is that they want AJ Styles to come home to Impact. That they text him every single day and telling him how good they have it over there now.
Right, they've got to go. They want him to go back, but for some reason he wants to stay. Except he's mad at Heyman, but other than that, he wants to stay over there.
Well, I haven't heard him really say that he wants to stay, but he hasn't said that he's ready to leave either.
He did on his Twitch. He said he wants to retire at WWE. That's where he wants to end his career.
But never say never, as they say.
Well, he did say that about AEW.
Card subject to change.
They asked him, "What about AEW?"
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
right.
"Well, never say never." But he has said that he wants to retire from WWE.
We're gonna get. Okay, so we've talked about Dark, we've talked about Impact a little bit, and then we're going to get back to AEW for their women's tournament that they've come up with. Now, they're getting heavily criticized that it's not on TV.
Right, it's on their YouTube channel.
It's on their YouTube channel. But if they're presenting 40 minutes, and the new one I just watched was about 38, 39 minutes, then they can't do it on their TV show. That's the thing. People are getting all pissed off. But if they've got backstage interviews, if they've got character videos, they've got promos, and then 2 matches, and it ends up 40 minutes, they can't do that on Dynamite. That would take out like a third of the show.
Yeah, but so you would just be moving people around.
Well, I mean, that would lose a third of the matches. No,
because we would have the women wrestling. Yeah. We just wouldn't have as many of the men matches.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They would lose lose a third of their matches, and
but they would be replaced.
Yeah, but those guys all want TV time too. So I unless they came up with a show where it was all women wrestlers for an hour, I don't care that it's on YouTube. I watch it. So, and then I've watched the second episode, but the first episode, which we're talking about, it was cool that they treated it respectfully, made it a big deal. They got this announcer, Veda Scott, who's a wrestler, who's she'd been around for a while, and her and Shivani got to call it. And he's called women's matches before back in Impact and stuff, because he was for the knockout division. And Veda Scott's pretty knowledgeable about the competitors. I'm sure they gave her a bunch of notes, but she made it seem like natural that she knew information. They got Eddie Guerrero's daughter, Shaul Guerrero. Yeah, she's the ring announcer. She's the ring announcer. And we talked about that. She's married to Aiden English. Lucky dude. He married into one of the best wrestling families ever. But and then they call her Medusa, although it's spelled weird. Medusa, who was Alundra Blaze in WWE. What the heck kind of name is that? What? Alundra. I don't know. A Blaze is cool for a last name, but Alundra Blaze was her WWF or E. I don't remember where she was when she came out with that. Alundra Blaze she did like a presentation. She spoke about the importance of the women's tournament and the trophy cup that they've got. And let's see. And the first match was Nyla Rose with Ariana, or Ariane, what the hell's her last name now?
I don't know. I can only ever think of Grande when you say that name. And I was like, I know that's not her, but that's the only name.
She's the former Funkadactyl Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Now is Ariana something. I don't remember. With Nyla Rose, and they didn't want a team together. So early on, Nyla Rose started selling a knee injury.
And refusing to tag.
She refused to tag the first time, and then she took the tag the second time because the match wasn't over as fast as she wanted to be, I guess. They were going against the newly arrived from NXT, Tay Conti, with Anna Jay from the Dark Order.
Mm-hmm.
And they picked up that win. Tay Conti is it's a loss for NXT. And she was only used like maybe twice, I think they said.
Yeah.
And since being with them for like since 2016 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
She is good. She's going to help the division up their game. Anna Jay will too. Then we had Melanie Cruz going by just Mel with Penelope Ford.
And they lost to the Nightmare Sisters.
They lost to the Nightmare Sisters, but there was some shenanigans. I don't remember what it was.
I don't think there was. Was
it a clean win?
I think it was a clean win, if I'm not mistaken.
But they're still selling that. But then when they did their backstage interview,
Brandy was talking about how she's the best,
how she's great, how she's everything she ever wanted to be, blah blah blah. So it looks like we talked about this. We know Allie's mission is to destroy the Nightmare family. She might not have to work as hard now that Brandy is trying to be arrogant. Which I don't know if that's going to make her a heel, and then Brandy becomes a baby face. I don't know.
You mean Bunny becomes baby face?
Allie, she's not going by Bunny right now.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, so then Dynamite started off last week with the 10-man tag.
Which was really cool.
Against the Lucha Express and the Best Friends.
Which one?
They called them Best Friends and Friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they did pick up the win over the Inner Circle, which I don't know what Jericho's got to do. His team keeps losing. And there haven't been as many. Now, when Jericho gets on the mic, there's going to be something funny.
Right.
But there's been no bubbly bunch. There's been no,
Right, no backstage, no nothing.
No.
And before they were saying they were losing because they weren't at full strength because they didn't have Guevara, but now he's back and they still lost.
So don't know what's up with that.
So,
do not know.
I don't know.
But also, as payback, I forgot exactly what it was. Matt Hardy showed up and remember.
Oh yeah, he was.
Guevara was going to do a splash of something.
Something from the top.
Something high risk, and Matt Hardy shoved him over, and then that's how he got pinned.
Yeah, he got pushed into the choke slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
After that was, then Matt Hardy had, in this time period that when we recorded this, Matt Hardy had vented his frustration about how he can't get things going over there in AEW as far as his characters, and because Guevara got suspended, but now that Guevara is back, it looks like, because I watched a new episode of Being the Elite.
Right, yeah, I saw part of it.
Supposedly, after the chair shot to the head, where he was bleeding everywhere, Matt Hardy reverted back to the multiverse mats.
Right.
So maybe he's going to get that whole thing going back again. And then there was the open challenge,
which
Cody versus this new guy named Warhorse. I really hope they sign this dude, man. He about kicked Cody's butt for the first, for the most of the match.
Yeah, he almost won.
A couple of times he had some near falls on him, and he frustrated Cody too.
Yeah.
And when Cody was outside, he was like, "Damn it!" And then Anderson came over and told him, "Hey, calm down. Don't let your anger overshadow your talent, or overtake your talent, or something." And he was able to. I mean, Warhorse even did a Crossroads on him, didn't he?
No,
That was a different.
That was Sonny Kiss that did that.
Oh, okay. So I mean, he took this kid Warhorse took Cody to the limit, and it took a lot for Cody to finally
put him down.
Like I said, I hope they sign this guy.
Yeah, because Warhorse had a counter for like almost every move,
and he didn't wait. He didn't sleep on these counters. Like when he tried to put him in the figure four, as soon as he was laying down, as soon as Cody was laying down with his legs up, Warhorse flipped it.
Right, to do the reversal. He was ready.
He was ready for everything. God, that dude is really
countered the first Crossroads attempt, too. I don't remember into what, but he did that.
Yeah. I mean, this dude I like him a lot. Afterwards, we had the Dark Order went to attack. And it was cool that, because usually after a match, and it's a hard-fought match, Cody offers his congratulations and his respect. And he just started to do that when you seen the Dark Order come down, and Warhorse like shoved Cody out of the way and started taking him on.
Yeah, he took on the beating instead of
And then
Cody.
He got the beating, but then Matt Cardona showed up.
Yeah, and Matt Cardona came out to rescue him.
That was his debut, and he helped clear the ring. And then hug.
And I'm happy to see
Cody.
Matt Cardona.
I am too. There's criticized about, was that his greatest debut, and then his that tag match, was that a good match? Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
they were fine. Cardona's on his way. He's going to have a push. It's no big deal. Next was women's division. Shida, the champion, the greatest champion of all time. Yes.
Yeah.
Shida, awesome. Against Diamante, who looks like she's going to get a push now. Diamante had to face Ivelisse. By the way, I said that Ivelisse was French, and I'm wrong. Diamante is Cuban, and Ivelisse is Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that didn't look like the French flag that she brought.
They both come out with their flags. So, but anyway, they had that match where they faced each other. Diamante picked up the win with a crazy weird roll up out of nowhere. Talk about out of nowhere. It was like she's flung her to Ivelisse flung Diamante into the corner, and then she came out and rolled her up and was like, what the hell?
And won.
And like the ref wasn't even in position yet. It was crazy. And then we had, now I swear this was 1, 2, 3, 4, only 5 matches. We both dozed off at some point. It's not because we find wrestling boring. It's because we have weird sleeping habits. But this was the tag match. FTW against Darby Allin and John Moxley.
Yeah, which was good. There was one spot that just gets rougher every time I watch it, but that came at the end of the match. But I mean, it was still pretty good. Darby Allin attacked I can't remember what his name is.
Ricky Starks.
And Brian Cage at the top of the entrance little area to get the match going. They had a pretty good fight back and forth. It was a no DQ match, which, if I remember correctly, wasn't a whole lot brought into it until like towards the end.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing is if you don't watch AEW wrestling, I don't know why you're watching this, because that's all we talk about. But they don't have an entrance ramp per se. They have a stage. They have the twin tunnels that used to be on Impact, and then they have a stage, and then they have like another stage.
Like a little extension to the ring, basically.
That goes to the ring, so they don't walk down. There's a step, and then they go, and it's carpeted. I don't know if I don't think there's a pad underneath there, but it is carpeted. But people get stomped on that thing all the time.
Hell yeah, they do.
And Brian Cage threw he slammed Darby on there a couple of times, I think. But good match. I like the faction of Taz with Ricky Starks and Cage. I told you guys before, Ricky Starks was a star before he even got over there. Because I was watching him on NWA, and he's one of those guys you go, oh, this dude's going to be something. I thought it would have been with NWA, but no. But still, that dude's on his way. And then the last thing we had was just one little item from the Marvel Universe.
Well, I wanted to talk about that spot really fast.
Okay,
that ended the match. Is Darby Allin had pulled a skateboard from underneath the ring, and it was revealed that the wheels and trucks were taken off, but they were replaced with tacks. And so Darby Allin climbed to the top of the rope. Brian Cage came to stop him, and Moxley out of nowhere slid along the ring and I don't know, it could have been an armbar, but he captured his arm and was keeping Cage down on the ground. And Ricky Starks
was bent over,
and Darby Allin just jumped off, put the skateboard under his feet,
ollied him,
and just literally just slid right off his back.
He ollied on Starks' back with tacks.
Yeah, and usually when you get hit with tacks, you just get slammed on them and they embed in your body, and then they go.
Some of them can fall out.
Yeah, and then backstage they just poke them out. This one just slid right across his back.
Oh man, that was bad.
And Darby Allin rolled up Starks. Well, didn't roll him up, but pinned him for the win. That was just some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
and that spot gets harder to watch every time.
Coming up, like I said, we are working on our new shows. I've got a lot of wrestling to watch to do another wrestling show. But the thing is now that we've separated them, we've got a lot more stuff to talk about on the Premiere podcast. Mm-hmm. Which I've just forgot. There's stuff that we can talk about. Well, I got you watching The Boys now.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that.
We'll continue the Mandalorian. Yeah, the Mandalorian. We'll continue that.
News that we get from the Marvel Universe about upcoming things. We're getting most of our information through Cosmic Wonder and Everything Awesome. Mm-hmm. And there's another one called Emergency Awesome run by the same guy. I'm not sure what the deal is at. So we're getting, if you hear something and you don't believe us, you can go check those websites or those YouTube channels. And then we're going to have to find out a way to fill at least an hour with Dynamite and Dark and the women's tourney. I guess we could.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess we could with that. And a little bit of WWE stuff. So anyway, we're going to close out.
Well, yes.
Close out this episode talking about a little bit of MCU news that I got a hold of was that they did cast a She-Hulk for one of the Disney Plus shows, and possibly another Avengers movie. Alison Brie is going to be the She-Hulk. Alison Brie she's the star of Glow on Netflix, the fictional account of the fictional wrestling TV show thing from the 80s. I also seen her. She's done other things, but off the movies and stuff off the top of my head, I don't know. But she recently was in a set of commercials for not a clothing brand, but a shopping brand, like a website or something. Mm-hmm. It shows her walking down the street, and then she a purse falls into her hands, and then she falls into the store and all the weird stuff.
I have no idea.
You would know it if you seen it. But anyway, and also, it's going to end this week, but in the first episode, or the new Volume 2 of the Premiere Podcast, Your Obsession.
We're
going to talk about Killer Camp.
Or is it a Killer in the Camp?
No, Killer Camp. That's all it's called. And great thing on there. There's all kinds of stuff now that we're going to now that we've opened it up that we can talk about. So we hope you guys will be with us for episode 17 when we're just going to be the Premiere Podcast. It's going to have pop culture, TV, probably. Versus.
Okay, it is Killer Camp.
Versus.
We need to do.
Versus from this episode happened to be the Spirit in the Sky Fuzzbox versus Norman Greenbaum. Mm-hmm. I really like Fuzzbox's version because, like I said, they made it different. But if I'm going to pick one that I want to listen to on a regular basis, it's going to be the original. I love that fuzzed out guitar.
Yeah, the original is good. I like it. The fuzz box that I listened to, it was a little trippy with the techno and all of that.
But then the more you listen to it,
yeah, it's still not going to go on the playlist. But I'm not. If I heard it, I'd be like, oh, okay. I would
listen to it. You wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I wouldn't really.
If it came on your phone, you wouldn't shuffle it or whatever.
Nah, yeah.
Yeah, now that came out in 1986 when I was working at the college radio station. That's where I got a hold of it at, and I thought it was great. I was like, "What is this? No, this is awesome. This is really cool." And then at the same time, there was a weird group called Doctor and the Medics who also covered it, and they stayed mostly true to the original, but they also had a techno sound. But the dude looked all weird. The Doctor was, this guy had like weird, I don't know, I'll show you a picture or you can Google him, but he looked weird looking. He had like long fingernails and weird hair and all this kind of stuff. He had a cape. He looked like one of those dudes that makes fun of old horror movies. Like Svengoolie or Doctor whoever from Creature Features or whatever. He looked like one of those dudes. And the song was moderately successful here because they had a video on MTV. Video, back then, videos is what made you. Even if you were a crap group, as long as you had a cool, weird music video, you could, and enough people watched it, you could be successful. That was their only, as far as I know, their only video, their only hit song. And then they went away. Fuzzbox was the same. Fuzzbox, but see, their A-side was called Love is the Slug, and they had a video for that. Their version of Spirit in the Sky was a B-side on a 12-inch single. So it's not on any album or anything like that, and it's not the B-side of the single. So it was just an extra song that they recorded, and thought it was cool.
So did we have episode 5 of The Mandalorian to close us out?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For this one or for the next one?
No, for this one, because we just did episode 5. So next week, or we watched episode 5. So next week would be episode 6.
Okay.
This one,
The Gunslinger,
yeah, and that was a good one. So, and we actually get to see him go to Tatooine. So it opens with a pretty short but satisfying space battle, as it keeps the continuity of Mando being hunted by the Bounty Hunters Guild. They're trying to take him in, but his ship gets destroyed in the process. Or not destroyed. It gets damaged in the process.
But
and he has to,
remember the line that you liked from...
Yeah, the guy says his line that I can bring you in cold, or I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. I think that's the line. It's very, if not, it's very in that ballpark. And then so the Mandalorian...
Referencing the carbon, what is it called?
Carbonite, yeah. But so then the Mandalorian blows up that guy's... He's just nameless, by the way. Just nameless guy hunting him. And so Mando just blows up his ship and is like, that's my line.
Well, but the way he did it was that guy was coming at him. He threw his ship in reverse, and the guy went... Oh, no, he threw it in stop. And the guy clipped him and went over him, and then that's when he got him in his sights and shot him. But that's what did the damage to the ship.
Yeah, so he had to go... So he made just an emergency landing on Tatooine, which was cool. That's really cool that we get to see him go to Tatooine.
And that could have been Mos Eisley.
I don't think so.
It was a cantina. There's always a bar.
Well, yeah. Aliens got to drink. So he lands, he's getting his ship repaired, and he needs more credit. Like he only had 500 credits, but because of his hate for droids, he had to pay the repair worker more money, because she has to do it all on her own.
Yeah.
So he finds work.
And that woman, she was playing the garage worker. I think she was a discount Rhea Perlman.
Probably. So he ended up finding work in a bar because there was this guy trying to get into the Bounty Hunters Guild, and that's what it seemed like. That's all he cared about, was getting in the guild. So he agreed to give Mando all the money
for bringing in, what was it, Fennec.
I think
something.
Fennec.
So Fennec something. Fennec Day or Fennec Ray or Fennec Tuesday. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do better at writing down these character names.
Maybe. So anyways, the young guy, I don't remember what his name is. He doesn't fully trust Mando, because he destroys the tracking fob, but he's like, it's okay, I know the coordinates, so you can't leave me. Later, when they catch their bounty,
played by Ming-Na Wen, by the way, who is Agent Melinda May on
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She's like a great sniper, so she shoots one of their speeder bikes and destroys it. So Mando's like, hey, I need you to go back and find this animal that we had that we saw earlier, so we can all go back to the cantina, right? And so the young guy's like, no, I'm not leaving you with my speeder bike and my bounty.
You go get it.
Yeah, you'll go get it because you'll just leave me here. So Mando's kind of reluctant, but he goes. And to the young guy's credit, he actually stays. Mm-hmm. He doesn't leave until Fennec basically digs her own grave.
Well, not really. I mean, I didn't expect that either. But what she did was she was manipulating him, trying to get him to
set her free, so that she can help him take in the Mandalorian and get more money because he's a traitor to the guild. But he went from being kind of a shy, I just really want into the bounty hunter.
I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm doing.
He just straight up shot her, and
said, thanks for the tip.
Thanks for the tip. Killed her and left. Went back to the ship, and not even a shootout because Mandalorian just killed him. Just a little bit of inexperience, basically, is what it was. And so Mandalorian, with his experience as a bounty hunter, just took care of the kid who was also threatening the baby Yoda and the girl mechanic. But Mandalorian shot him, took care of that right away. And
then they went. Now the thing was at the close of the episode, which is a good thing we're going to watch episode 6, was they went back and showed Fennec on the ground. She had been shot, and it doesn't necessarily mean she's dead. Mm-hmm. And then somebody with a cloak and boots came up, and they didn't show who it was.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was...
well, we haven't gotten that far yet.
I don't know what that guy's name is either.
Yeah, but maybe it was the Mandalorian. Maybe maybe it wasn't. We don't know.
It could have been Gus Fring. It could have been Carl Weathers.
You say Gus Fring, but that's not the actor's name.
I know his name is Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
But I don't remember his character's name.
Right.
And I don't remember Carl Weathers' name either. Mm-hmm. He's a guy from Rocky. He was the original guy he was Apollo Creed.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, hopefully that stuff I don't think it was revealed in this season, so in season 2 it will be, but we'll continue to watch Mandalorian so we can come back here and talk about it. And then just to keep you guys updated, I did say at the beginning that I'm in the middle of moving, so I'm packing and trying to get ready to go to a new place. So these are probably going to be a little sporadic until I get settled and all of that kind of good stuff, but we will still be here. And some of our newer shows will debut a little further out. One of them definitely is not going to be ready to go until probably September, October. No, that one I could probably do. But the other one...
Retro Gaming?
Yeah, that's not going to be ready until probably October. Yeah, until October or something.
I'm just about ready with the other guys. I just need to get some content ready.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting on their creative director to get the graphics done. Shout out to our creative arts director, my daughter Jessica.
We have one for Kathy Thomas as well.
Shout out for Kathy Thomas.
Who commented on... I want to say 15 or 14.
15,
yeah. So thank you, Kathy, for subscribing, for commenting.
And let us know, you said you love the show or something. What do you love about it? Give us some feedback, some input that we could use. shout outs to Flora and Kevin. Shout outs to Dale Falkenberg, my friend at Dale's Guitars. You want to shout out to any of your friends from InterVarsity?
I'll just say to all of them, but I don't have anyone specific in mind. But
also, don't forget, along with all of our shows, we got our great partner Timothy Long and his show He Who Smelt It, which is blacksmithing. He'll be linked to...
Yeah, he'll be linked in the description as well so that you can find his channel a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as this episode goes, I'm DeWolf.
I'm Daddy-O.
And we look forward to howling with you next time.